There is a big problem right now. And convenience is not better. That's the moral of the story so far. What is AI doing? It's making us spend, we get to leverage it more and more. Sweet. The other day, Shana was telling me about a course that I don't want to name the person to potentially shame them, but there's an Australian thought leader who's teaching people to use AI to completely build out their coaching courses for them. That's someone's whole profession. If someone leverages the building out of their entire course so they save all this time, what's left? What's left? I mean, we've got to spend time doing something. And I've realized this with me recently. Just a modern society, lifestyle, culture trap of trying to complete things. And once I complete it, then. Once I finish my workday, then I can relax. Once I finish this project, once I get enough money. And so it's living for the future. Whereas if you actually have the permission or the lifestyle that gives you permission to live for the present, then instead of trying to quickly eat food so you can get work done, so you can quickly make money, so you have time in the future, for what? Connection with people? Why don't you try connecting with people now? Why don't we try connecting with people now? It's a trap and it's a blind spot. And the reason it's a blind spot is because our capacity to have conscious awareness gets impaired, gets significantly impaired by us feeling disconnected and dysregulated, which is what the satiating impact of modern culture has. When we're being given so much information and do this, leverage this, leverage that. My experience is if I go out and I do physical labor, I'm actually less tired after doing a day of physical labor as what I am doing half a day of intense thinking and being on the computer. I could work all day, go collecting sticks in the woods, walking, hiking, swimming through rivers, hunting animals, and I'll literally feel more exhausted spending half the amount of time on the computer, not even moving my physical body at all. And so this attempt at creating more convenience creates cool, unique, satiating entertainment, cool, time-saving things. But is it actually increasing our level of fulfillment? Well, all the statistics say no. The mental health statistics say no. Our screen time statistics say no. And so what do we do with it? Because the phone, all of these are addictions. Netflix is an addiction. Coffee is an addiction, or for most people. Social media is an addiction. Being on technology is an addiction. Cigarettes are an addiction. These are all addictions. Work for many people is an addiction. So if we've got all these addictions, it's very, very hard to remove them. And so I'm just going to tell you a few things that I've started doing that have made a dramatic difference in my level of fulfillment in relation to convenience. Okay. So I'm talking about AI without even getting to the scope of the danger of AI. If AI is an evolution of the convenience of technology we've had up until this point, and it's the most cutting edge level of convenience where other technology has the capacity to think, then not only do you not have to do and act with what all technology, you don't have, with a light bulb, you don't have to act to collect firewood and do the physical act of rubbing, of friction, like fire by friction, to then have light. Yeah? So instead of, it saved us the time of acting to collect the firewood and doing the action of starting the fire. Having a car has saved us the action of walking somewhere or riding a horse somewhere. Having the technology of typing has stopped us needing to write down with our physical hand. So it's saved us action time, behavioral time. But AI is saving us thinking time. That is dangerous because I'm already pointing out the problem that exists before convenience of thinking. Convenience of doing and saving us doing time has already put us in a predicament where, just based on results, mental health conditions, depression, anxiety, suicide, and other mental health conditions are lower than they've ever been before. Divorce rates are higher than they've ever been before. Obesity rates are higher than they've ever been before. And so there's clearly big problems. And I'm very aware of it for myself, because even though I'm not obese and I don't have clinical depression and a lot of these problems, I experience the difference in how I feel when I'm in my modern lifestyle. And I forget, I very much get sucked back into the environment of overconsumption, dysregulation, saving time only to work harder, feeling exhausted, feeling in this vicious dopamine hit cycle of ADHD, grasping short-term gratification, scrolling, Netflix, give me some Maltesers, I want takeaway food tonight, looking forward to the weekend, need that next hit. Yeah, I know what that feels like. It feels shocking. It's completely disassociated. There's massive anxiety there simultaneously. There's overwhelm in the system. There's a crash off the back end. Constantly need to refill the gas tank with short-term gratification and stimulants like coffee, sugar. It's a violent loop. And I've also experienced every single time I go away and I say, not using my phone for the next, which I did the other day when I went to a retreat, putting my phone down for 9 days. Felt incredible. Way less anxious, way less depressed, way more present, way more engaged, just by not having a phone around and spending a lot of time around other people in authentic connection. Cool. Got that research under my belt, got the research of living off the land and having the least convenience possible, having to spend all my time on the bare necessities and feeling more mentally well, better, feeling just better, more naturally joyful, more naturally liberated, more full in who I am, feeling more wholesomely connected, feeling better, just feeling better with no games, videos, gaming, social media, emotionally eating, sugar. It's none of this. And feeling better. So I've done my research internally and I witness it in myself on a day-to-day basis. If I'm ever stuck in a scroll hole, and is it the chicken or the egg? Is it the scrolling that leads to the low state, or is it a low state that leads to the scrolling? Is it the scrolling that then leads to a low state, which leads to the emotional eating? Or is it the emotional eating that leads to a low state that leads to the scrolling? What is it? Which one comes first? They all magnify each other and perpetuate the debilitating cycle of mental illness, dopamine addiction. And it is a problem. It is a problem.